Hi there YouTube, Mark Vergeer here with a video. It is a tag response to SteveBenway in which he asks us what our favorite storage media is. Well, everybody has made a lot of videos on their favorites. They actually show a lot of the media involved, and yeah, they basically range from all sorts of cartridge media to optical storage. So basically it's storage from moving parts. We're using lasers to extract the data, and solid state storage solutions, which actually more or less are instant access. Cartridges come in various shapes and forms, and I must say I'm quite partial to the Atari 2600 storage solution. It comes in a nice box. I think this format, the size, it's almost the same as a cassette audio tape. You know, the size is pretty good. I mean, it's easy to find them. They're light. You stack them easily, and yeah, all the game technology is stored within. And this is something as a kid you don't lose that easily. And whereas, for example, this, whether it be a DS or a 3DS cartridge, these get lost all the time. And yeah, I'm gonna let it sit on the cradle. I mean, I haven't turned that system on in ages, I believe, but it's a good system, but I should play it more. So yeah, the cartridge in this shape is actually my favorite, and yeah, the cartridge that I also find very interesting is the Super Nintendo Nintendo cartridge. This one, I like the aesthetics of it, and I like the fact that it has a little label, and if you stack them like this, it's yeah, it just really shows you what game it is, and it's very nice in a shelf or like this. The sad thing about it, because of the exposed things, is that you use these a lot to clean them. I make the mistake of blowing on them, but then actually moisture gets on the pins and it actually gets worse. So it's best to use cotton swabs with a bit of alcohol solution, and yeah, that's actually a better solution. The cartridge, the type of cartridge that to me is more or less the ultimate cartridge, is in fact huge. I mean, the DS cartridges are too small, too flimsy. Media that is very tiny you tend to lose a lot of the time, and I think if you have the game media in a too small form factor, you tend to lose them. You have to put them in special folders or something. Disc media is optical media scratches easily. You know, you really have to take care of those discs, put them back in their special cases. This more or less works all the time, but the optimal cartridge for me is something that comes in these big, huge vinyl containers. But this, I mean, oh, and it comes with the manual still in the shrink wrap. But cartridges like this, they're frigging huge, and they actually have two exposed bits of board. But yeah, and this cartridge, if you compare it to Atari 2600 cartridge, I mean, it really dwarfs. So, and this stores a couple of megabytes, perhaps 4, 6, 8, sometimes even more. But yeah, these game cartridges, I just love the fact that they're huge and that they have this big label, You can actually stack them, but I also always use those vinyl boxes, which for some reason really remind me of these old VHS compact VHS cassettes. These vinyl things, really almost like 70s. So I guess when this came out, it was the 90s, and I'm not sure if these vinyl cases were actually top-notch, state-of-the-art. They even have a faux leather look on it. So yeah, I like it because they are retro looking, and they tend to be huge. This has 47 megs. Yeah, 47 megs of what? Megabits? I think it's megabit. But yeah, I mean they look huge, and I mean if you look at the technology, I mean this game could actually also fit on a SNES or a Mega Drive or a Genesis cartridge, because basically the Neo Geo is a morphed Mega Drive or Genesis. I mean the same microprocessor is used, the 68000 Motorola. They use a Z80 or Z80 Zillow processor, an 8-bit sound processor for sound. So basically the systems are on equal hardware. So why the need for these big cartridges? Well, not sure, but I guess this actually is a derivative of the arcade hardware. Neo Geo, the company responsible for Neo Geo, they made arcade hardware available, and actually the AES system, which this game is a cartridge for, the arcade home system, really was an afterthought. And but they don't use the same cartridges, and so they could have made it smaller, but they didn't, and it was very expensive. And perhaps making these faux leather vinyl cases and, you know, with these big cartridges makes it perhaps more expensive looking than, you know, these cartridges in their carton boxes. Not sure. This was aimed at a more adult audience, and I think I have about 6 or 7 or 8 games of these, and they fill a complete shelf where stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of these would actually fill the same space. Yeah, perhaps newer consoles like the new Xbox, if it comes out, the new Xbox or the new PlayStation, perhaps they will return to solid state media like the Vita, the PlayStation Vita actually is doing, but instead of going for these very small cards or SD cards, perhaps they should go for some intermediate shape like this. I mean, this would, you know, be great if it stores information and it's read in a PlayStation 4, you know. I mean, I wouldn't mind a form factor like this, actually. But probably they'll do very cheap SD type cartridges. I mean, going cartridge and going cartridge shape or cartridge pinout or whatever that is proprietary will probably prevent copying of the games as well. So I mean, game companies, if you go for cartridge, I mean it's hard to copy this. Of course, the downside of cartridges is that you can do this, and that's an EverDrive, Nintendo 64 EverDrive, or you can go this, and it's a Mega Drive or a Genesis EverDrive. So that's kind of a tough thing, you know. I mean, of course, piracy will always be there, I guess, but there will be a ton of people that just, you know, would love to go for this. And if this, I mean, I own this. I own this. My iPad. The software that's on there is in the cloud somewhere, downloaded it on it. All the iOS games I own, but if the servers die, I mean, it's only on here, and if this system dies, you know, you have to rely on the company providing you to the right to download it again, and it might not be possible. So owning physical media without having to activate it, or, you know, do all sorts of other nasty things, preventing me from just, you know, playing games like this 40 years down the line, 30 years down the line. This is from 1982, and if I put it in my system, it just boots up and runs it fine. This too, I mean, I can put it in, but who is to say that the Nintendo 3DS or its, you know, its successor, or the PlayStation 4 or 6, or, you know, or the Xbox 2985 will actually offer the same thing? And perhaps it's just a group of people, a group of first generation gamers that actually grew up on this, or, you know, first, second, third generation gamers that grew up on stuff like this really have a strong sense of ownership. And I mean, I like my movies on discs or on DVD or on Blu-ray, physical media. I don't like my stuff to be downloaded, and, you know, I mean, I've invested a lot of money in it, and it's stuff being not mine, just prescription based, or you know, I tend not to spend any money on that, and perhaps I'm just, you know, perhaps it's the invisible gorilla, me just being a hairless monkey, wanting to own stuff, hoard it, have it in my own, you know, stack it, and it's mine, and I can give it away, and I can share it, but it's mine if I want it. I mean, I can grind it up if I want it, I can set fire to it, it's mine. I can, you know, dump it and use it in an emulator, it's mine. Yeah, I think, well, I'm rambling on, but I guess that is what it is, and this is my favorite cartridge format, storage format, the cartridge, and it's the 2600 cartridge format that actually does it for me. And I think these are the coolest cartridges around, but they're hugely expensive, and yeah, but they're just freaking awesome. Okay, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon. Oh yeah, I'm recording this on Retro Gamer VX's birthday. It's April 28th. He's turning 30-something, and it's supposed to be the most scariest day of the year. I'm not sure if he put up a video on his birthday presents yet, but anyways, happy birthday, mister, and I hope you have a good day. Well, Mark signing off, and I'll be back with another video soon. Let's turn that off. Cut it out.